Live. Go ahead, Pablo.
And we's back. You already know what it is, my melanated mofos, your favorite morning show, back in the building. So you already know we're gonna touch on something that's gonna hurt your feelings, have you in your he motions and your she motions. So DJ, drop that intro.
Warning: the following program contains strong black first opinion about
Of
mature
the
and
DJ show.
strong subject matter that affects Black America and the diaspora as a whole. Listen at your own risk, you sissy.
Grand Rising All. You are listening to the one and only Be One or None. Good morning from Africatown, Los Angeles.
You're dang right, babies. And we about to just go on and have your feathers all ruffled and all types of things today. So we touch on round two of the migrant situation. Um, it puzzles the mind to see black politicians, majority of Democrats, by the way, who can't do anything for black people, but certainly when folk come across that border, they have all kind of
Hey,
resources.
I think you in the
They put
Matrix,
them
Pablo.
all up in
I
the
think
video.
you.
Probably
I think you.
a little choppy, but we hear a
Yeah,
little
you're a little choppy, but we hear what you say. They all up in the videos, all of the black politicians, but they ain't doing nothing for the black people. Say something,
fact.
Pablo.
Doesn't it boggle the mind doesn't it boggle the mind to see this and then to know that in a couple months they're going to be sitting back up in the church having fish fries and chicken wings and things, and that's the real.
Still a little choppy,
Just boggle the
Pablo.
mind.
Oh, Pablo, we can hear so much good information, but it's so choppy.
Yeah,
It's
you.
so choppy. Start all over again because it sounds so good what you're saying, but I don't think the audience can hear you.
Is
Test your
better
mic
now?
real quick.
Say
Oh, there
something.
you go. We hear you. Say
Check
something
check one
else.
two.
Check,
Sounds
check,
great.
Check 1 2.
check, check.
Now
Sounds
now
great.
before they came in and player hated on it, babies, I was trying to get into all up into it. Like we said, it boggles the mind to see these black politicians, most of them Democrats, by the way. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm going to say black Democrats who can't do anything for black constituents for generations, but suddenly let them folk come across that border, and they got all kind of resources. They all up in the video with them, dancing, shucking and jiving, while we get a middle finger. And then guess what? A couple of months from now, them same Negroes is gonna be all up in the church, dancing in the videos with us, having fries, fried chicken cookouts. Suddenly they're gonna have on their Timbs and throwing hip hop songs and ask us to re-elect them. Now, it don't take a genius to see, babies, that somebody's on the boulevard walking and somebody's sitting up in the big house with the Cadillac, and it ain't us, babies. So what do we do about this?
Well, like you said, let's get this straight. The immigrants that's coming over is the other color. They not the the black immigrants, because we just kind of touched I think someone put in one of our group chats how they just turned a whole boatload or a shelter full of black immigrants away. So when they keep saying this is not a black or white thing, it is. I just want to drop that. But these immigrants and these black politicians, like Pablo said, they all right here with the immigrants giving them everything, but yet the only thing they're going to give you is eating some fried chicken with you, coming to your churches just to get your black vote, so that when they have the power like they do now, they turn around and help everyone but the black people in the black communities. And this has been going on for a while. There are schools in Chicago that was closed down. There is a park called Amon Denson or something park that they just saved, but they were trying to set it up for the immigrants. It had been closed down for 60 days. No black senior, no black children. If you look at the little thumbnail, I tried to pull some stuff. No, none of the black people were able to use their own SHIT in their own community where you pay your taxes, where they pay their taxes. Because see, the problem is we don't understand how things work. The black governor was giving them, put aside $150 million for immigrants coming into Chicago.
Yeah, the black mayor.
Black mayor. I'm sorry. Black mayor. And
Brandon Johnson, that's his name.
Brandon Johnson is always one of them. But but he put aside, but them same schools that was being used for immigrant shelters, migrants, whatever you want to call them, people who have not invested any blood, sweat, or tears here in the United States. They are in the community but when it comes down to, this is all communities. Chicago is just an example that we are using.
Exactly. And I want to play the smaller clip.
Hold on.
You don't mind?
Yeah, hold on.
Ready?
They are giving out their stuff. These same schools, these same parts could be, that same $150 million could be used for mental health, housing, separate them. You won't have so many enemies piled up. We piled up in buildings with people we don't know, and it's generating friction. Poor people. That money could be set aside for jobs, business building the community. But no, they seem fit to give it to people who have not had it. They're not even supposed to be here, but they're not even invested in America. And I land my plane. Go
exactly.
ahead.
They're not even, the crazy part about it, I think in DC, they trying, before I play the audio, I think in DC, they trying to make their illegal immigrants be able to vote.
What about California? They could come police people.
Mm-hmm.
In California, these illegal immigrants are they could come police officers.
Exactly. Someone want to play. Let me see. Can I play this real quick? Let me know if y'all can hear it. Here we go. Let me see. I thought I had it up. Hold on, y'all. I guess they don't want. Hold on, just for a second. Let me see. I might have to, because I don't want the commercials to play. So let me turn it. Hold on. I think I got it right here. Well, hold on. Oh, commercials. Hold on. Let the commercial go out first. Cause we ain't getting paid for this to promote somebody else. But yeah, you're right. It's sad.
Amazing how they never have resources for us, but then they got resources to do everything for everybody and every excuse for why they need to do it for them, except for the people who have built this country.
And Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, he's just making all kind of excuses, man. It's a damn shame. Here we go, y'all.
Programs at Amundsen Park resumed today after the city canceled plans to turn that site into a temporary migrant shelter. Programs had been suspended since October when the city closed the field house. Residents put
It went out, D. Mays. It said residents.
Plans was due to fewer migrants arriving in the city and other housing options.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, they cut it short, but yeah, y'all heard it right.
Yeah,
did y'all hear? Yeah, they cut it short. And then I'm glad. So they said the community programs at Amundsen Park return on Monday after the city scrapped its plans to use the park's field house as a temporary migrant shelter, according to Alderman Chris Talafor. That's his name, the 29th Ward. The city proposal to use the field house to shelter migrants sparked pushback from residents in the area. In the area after community programs were either put on hold or moved to other parks. Residents said the park's programs for youth and seniors kept the community safe. The city eventually halted its efforts to convert the field house, but residents worried that cuts to park hours and the slow return of programs were precursors to the city moving forward with the plans. Okay, in a post shared on Facebook on Wednesday, Alderman Talafor, 29th Ward, said staff will begin returning to the park on Monday, and after restaffing programming, a return and winter program registration will begin. Residents of this ward and those that joined from the south and north ends of the city came together to stand strong in keeping this community asset available to residents. I sincerely thank you for your commitment to one another and to your community. I love it. Great work. I thank the mayor and his administration. Yeah, right. The mayor and administration for listening and never closing the door to our conversations and continue to work with my office and residents toward his resolution, Tal Force said. See, that's what I'm saying. They never stopped. They kept putting the pressure on the mayor and the alderman, well, city councilman. But this alderman, he was really for the community. He was really standing with the brothers and sisters to push this. The mayor didn't really want to do it, but it was just bringing too much heat and
Let
too
me
much
say
press.
this. Let me say this. Why aren't white communities feeling this?
Exactly.
Why? And let me tell you something about the Chicago immigrants. I want y'all to know this. And shout out to the chat. Shout out to All God. I know Brandon.
Peace.
And shout out to the first one. He said shout out to Kathy because I don't know if Kathy in my chat. And shout out to Locks, Mama Shay. I think that's who it was. But
yes,
back to what I was saying is that the U.S. has created so many enemies, and we keep looking at things as a general box. We keep looking at, oh, immigrants, they're in one box. Oh, slavery or reparations, this is in this box. What America is a bunch of boxes. So let's look in the immigrant box. Inside that immigrant box is a lot of fucking countries. The immigrants that are flying in from Chicago, you would think, oh, this because they play these mind games with us because it's so much going on that we can't keep up and we generalize everything. These immigrants are not coming from over there in Israel and stuff. They're coming from Venezuela.
Facts. Yeah.
So we have immigrants that come in from Venezuela because of a crisis that was created. Now, mind you, America is creating a lot of crisis. Just like poverty is man-made, these countries are poor. That's why they have BRICS, because they have been dishing out resources that the majority of the rich people in that country enjoy, but the majority of whites enjoy. That's because they're from the U.S., who's really Britain and all the England. Because we don't look at things for what it is. So Chicago is dealing with Venezuelan people. These people get foreign exchange students coming here all the time. Then you got immigrants that come in from Mexico. Then you have immigrants come in from different countries. But when they come in from the black countries, there is nothing done. There is no help. They let these immigrants, some of these immigrants are coming in from Ukraine. Those are the ones that's in the white community because they're in jobs. Go out to your grocery stores, go around. You might think they're white people. Wait till they talk.
Exactly.
They set them up. They set up the black and brown immigrants to take over. They set up the brown immigrants, which is Venezuelan, they like Hispanic, to take over black communities. And then they send the white immigrants to learn their ways, to feel that, remember we said before, white people are dying off because their birth rate is lower. And even Biden said, we're going to be the minority. Why are they going to be the minority? And remember what Biden said, we got to let this and that. Well, we got a lot of immigrants coming in, but they're strategically placing immigrants in different places where they're going to help them. And people like this mayor is so ignorant because they don't know what they're doing. They live in a white world. And so when they get some of us that's in power, they encompass us in their whiteness that we forget what the mission is. He's encompassed there, and he don't know he's dogging out his own people, because if you pulled 150 million out for the immigrants, you could have pulled it out and stopped a lot of that killing in Chicago. Go ahead, D-Mains. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I'm gonna play this audio. This show you that a lot of our brothers and sisters, we talking about being on code. This sister was on code. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but this was at a actual meeting with Chicago's citizens expressed their concern about what's going on with the immigration. Check this out, y'all. Here we go. Check this sister while she's coming up to talk to the mayor in the city. She's a Muslim.
I would like to say good afternoon to the city council members, the media over there, and to my brother, Mayor Brandon Johnson, who we fought on some fronts together. And all those fronts we fought on together when I was with SCIU or anything else out there in the street, Brother Brandon, you have always been on the right side of history. That's why I campaigned for you, and that's why I voted for you. That's why I encouraged others to vote for you. Because I knew and I felt in my heart you would be on the right side of history. And that meant including your people, descendants of enslaved Africans. Brother, you got to stop the buses from coming in. You just got to stop the buses coming in because it's hurting your people. I'm talking about descendants of enslaved Africans. We're hurting the things that our people been on the waiting list come for. The immigrants are coming in, getting everything, and I don't have time to go into all of it because I have another concern. When I used to come down here under Harold Washington, and we were fighting Ed Burt, Badoliak, and the rest of the haters of black people that sat in these seats down here. We had 2 Latino aldermen. We had Luis Gutierrez and Jesus Garcia. They never pushed a black woman around. They never voted against black people's issues. They never held meetings behind Mayor Washington's back to form committees. They never tried to take black wards and black precincts. I thought we were on our way to a black and brown coalition. But you know what? I thought I'd see it under you. But you know what? Carlos Ramirez, he spoiled all of that. And it was disrespectful to every black man down there on that floor, including you, that he's comfortable enough to put his body in front of a black woman, you understand, and tell her what she can't do, because she know ain't no strong black men down there that's going to confront him. He know his people got his back. I wish it had been me he pushed. But I'll just go on and say this. Something has got to be done. Because all black women ain't satisfied with Emma Mick's apology and forgive. We ain't for it. But back to the buses, my brother, please. Coming from your elder. We've been talking. The elder's been talking. We're looking for you to help us on this issue. Stop the buses. Please stop those buses from coming in.
I love it. Hey, they hey, did y'all hear it good?
Yes, I heard it good. You know what, D-Mays? This is why they stopped our elders and black people from talking, because just her voice and how she had history right there. You don't hear our real black people speak no more about the past and how they fought. She basically said it was never a black and brown coalition. We all been hoping for one.
Yep, thank you. I'm glad you said it, because boy, that is no black and brown coalition. It's only black. Because we've been trying to bring other people into our circle, and we didn't even got our own house in order. So it's like, yeah, in a perfect world that would be good, but those people, they not on the same level like us. They worry about their community as they should. You should take care of your house first. Then maybe in a perfect world, everybody can come together, kumbaya. But we need to be worrying about black first, B for B.
Mm-hmm. B for B. Exactly. And I like what our God said. He said, since we sitting back and letting the chips fall, notice is falling in our favor because we becoming selfish and becoming concerned with only our people. You're damn right, because that's what we need to do. It's called practicing racism. If they want to call us race, not say practicing racism in that way, basically not, because the way that white supremacy has practiced where you attack another race. So let me get it right, YouTube and all y'all people out here that like to twist stuff.
Facts. We ain't talking about hating immigrants. We just talking about us. You take care of the people who built this country, black people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we gotta take care of ourselves, because see, nobody, just like she said in there, everything has a beginning. Just like she said, there was no strong black men to protect one woman. So if there's not a strong black man in every place of power, see, we got faces of black people and they give us a false sense that black men are strong. When you got Jay-Z, entertainer, when you got the black men running a football, that is not strong. That is just white rich. That's for white people. But we don't have strong black men in politicians to fight against other Hispanics and the Asians and the Jews and the white supremacy, we don't have a seat at the table. Our men are at the kiddie table.
I'll say this too, because I was trying to find that audio, but I know about it. So Mayor Brandon Johnson, he thought this. Black people always do this when they can calm down black people. He gonna bring these
That's why,
pastors
because he at the
and
kiddie table.
exactly.
He brought what the kiddie table do. He even at the kiddie table, or our black men are servants at the table. Put it that way.
Exactly. He brought the NAACP in and these black pastors in and think they could kind of calm the black people down in Chicago, but that didn't work this time. You know what I'm saying? They were like, yeah, we hear you, but that's not gonna work. We don't care about these black preachers because we know who the NAACP work for. We know how they got started. We know who funded the NAACP. Finally, black people. It took a crisis like this for black people to finally see. And you see the elder came up, not the young people. It's the young people on code too, but the elders starting to realize that these people don't care nothing about black people. They're doing the same thing here in Atlanta. They gave like $7 million to Atlanta to house immigrants and stuff, but it haven't got crazy like Chicago and New York. In New York, oh man, they're trying to take your boy out. They try to take Mayor Adams out, the mayor of New York. They got him on all allegedly sex scandals and stuff. They're trying to get him out of there because he disobeyed Biden in that administration. I let my plane.
With you.
I wonder how much money that they've spent as far as collectively and where it's coming from. Like what pool of funds is coming from. I know it's different with each state, but how they're justifying putting that money out, because you see it on the news and then, it's like the crisis for immigration, but nobody ever talks about the money like that. It'd be interesting to see how much money they've spent so far. I'm gonna look into that.
Oh yeah, it's hundreds of millions of dollars. I remember. I forgot the exact number. Because shout out to TD Hip Hop and shout out to Phil Scott, because they have really been keeping everybody updated on this too. I can't take the credit for it because Edmund Brothers, they've been on it and they've been letting everybody know what's going on, because they're not talking about this stuff on Fox and CNN and other platforms because they don't want people to know. But black people in Chicago stepping up, man. I love it. I don't know what's going on in New York, but in Chicago, you see they got it. They got the park back. So look, don't stop, y'all. Keep it going. Do not stop. Because we good about doing some this and easing off. You gotta be consistent. You know what I'm saying? I'll let my plane.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, just give us a minute and we gonna be right back. It's time for a break.
The Good Morning from Africatown, Los Angeles morning radio show is pleased to announce that we now have apparel and other merchandise on sale on our website now. That's right. If you enjoy the positive, conscious messages that the ATLA crew brings to you via radio or our other platforms via social media, we want to encourage you to show your support by donning our apparel. You can shop right now, today, at www.gmfatla.com. Get your merch today, and thank you for your support.
Okay, and we are back. We have to simmer down some because this just pisses us off. We talking about the immigrant. Yeah, it pisses me off anyway. We talking about these immigrants. We talk about Chicago, but it's all over, and it's not. It's just that we are aware now because we don't. There's been a crisis after the virus incident. We are at the bottom of the totem pole because there's a crisis. We basically in a depression. America is, and they're ushering in people. But this thing has been happening for a while. We just been sitting back. How do you think we got the Asians in our neighborhood selling us hair? How the hell do you think we got the hotels in our neighborhood that's owned by the Arabians and stuff? How did the fucking liquor stores get in our neighborhood and they're owned by the Indians? How did the Indians or everybody but black people. I'm talking about in our neighborhoods, because the community is something we agree upon. Like in your house is your own little community. You know how you say, well, everybody agrees this is where the refrigerator is going to go, and this is that you have a say so. Well, in the neighborhoods that they put us in, that they call the ghetto, the hoods, we didn't have a say so of who sat on our corner, who policed us, who sold us our fucking houses, who sold us our clothes, who sold us our grocery. We had a say so, but we sat back and we waited for somebody else to do the job like we doing now. Black people, we our own damn problem. I lay in my plane.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, because you still got a lot of those, you know, them old black liberals, the Al Sharptons, because Al Sharpton, he speaks up for these immigrants. His main thing is immigrants, LGBTQ. You know what I'm saying? That's his main. And even with the Israeli thing, you know what I'm saying? I know we haven't really talked about that, and I want to touch on that real quick. All these so-called Jews, these small hats are getting mad at black people because we're not speaking about Israel. We'll do this on another show, but I just want to throw it out real quick that's not our concern. Just like this immigration thing, it's not black people concern. Only when you bring it into our community and try to close down schools and community centers and stuff like that.
They didn't try to close them down. These schools were already closed because they were not fit for the black students.
Gotcha.
Parks and stuff were being used, and they closed those down. That the active black people were using. This is how they look at us, as disposable, just like a damn dog that they can replace if they breed it.
Hey, Queen Tina, was it part of the plan, though?
Women were going to these centers, children were going, and they would stop by going to the place where they work, where their taxes go, where they voted for the people, where if you didn't vote, where the Democrats and the damn Republicans be, they were not allowed to use things, so they had to be cooped up in their houses so they can make room for the brown immigrants who are leaving their country, because their country is a shithole countries too.
Look, it was crazy. The $9,000 they gave them for like 6 months, they already ran through that. Y'all know that, right?
That's because he got 150 million. I think Angie said, where did the money come from? It came out the taxes. Let's see, where does money come from in America? I always say, go to the beginning. You know how they go to work and the taxes go out? Well, that pool of money, just like if we raise money, if it's 100,000 people in a town, and every week 100,000 people is putting in $40 and $30, you collect millions of dollars. So you're doing it in a whole city. That's millions, probably millions of people in there. So that money come from the people. And then every program that the government claims, like fair housing and stuff, that money comes from housing and school programs. So you pulling away from the education of black people that you could build schools, because remember, them schools was shut down because they didn't have the money to fix it. Remember the lady that interviewed said her daughter had to go past that school. It cost them more money. They have to spend more gas to put their daughter in another school. But when it came fit for the immigrants, then all of a sudden, wow, they got money to open up this damn building that would have been convenient for the black people.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was on my TikTok live last week. I want to bring this up. I got to look into it, but I had, I have, like I said, I have a mixed group of people in there. I got, sometimes it's people, be giving a little information on there. This one brother, he's an immigrant. He's from Africa, and he was telling me, because we was talking about, our tax dollars pay for a lot of stuff for the immigrants, which they do. But he was telling me too, America make a lot of money off those visas. Like I think he was saying they pay. Like, say Africa, they pay like $300 for a visa. Say America capitalize off.
They pay tens of thousands of dollars. Mm-hmm. They pay tens of like to get a visa. This is why, because I've came across people. I'm out here in the field. Remember, I'm in the essential worker, old and cleaner business.
Exactly.
So when I'm out here, I've had people come across looking for men. Most of the time, there's a price out here. If most black Jamaicans, when they want to get married, because of course black people are lower. What is it, baby? Usually 25,000.
These sold about 25,000, something like that.
They start out at 10 up to 50,000 and stuff like that. Yes, they make lots of money, and all those visas come in. So all those people, and then the federal government is going to pour money into those cities and stuff. So basically, it's nothing but a money game. But everybody's getting benefits off the money except for the black people, and the only black people benefiting is the ones that's sitting in those seats.
Exactly. It's a money grab.
Exactly. And we are nothing but cattle. We are the consumers everywhere. And I think I had put up a comment earlier from what is his name? Our God, and he was saying since we didn't have a seat at the table, we broke that B down and built our own and told everyone else, no, you're not invited. That's what I was saying before about racism. We got to get selfish because everybody has a table. It's called it's called racism. Hold on, I got kids coming in. It's called a little bit of racism because everybody has their table. At that table, everybody looks the same, whether it's black, brown, whether this is a table full of Jews, whether it's a table full of Hispanics, whether it's a table full of Asians, everybody at that table looks alike or has some association. The only people who have been told not to build their own table is black people because for some reason everybody else's table is built off of our tools. They are so used to us helping everybody and not used to helping ourselves. When we help ourselves, it seems strange. There's something wrong. That's why we don't do it half the time, because ourselves, we think it's something wrong. It's something we're not used to doing. But we better get like Robert Frost and take that role. Let's take it.
Exactly.
Let's travel by.
And check this out, Queen. Like a lot of people don't know. I'm not trying to say this. Like I said, we're not our show. We don't bash our distant cousins in like Africa and the diaspora or whatever. But
no,
we gotta call them out on certain things
over there too. Shit.
Exactly. So the thing is, like the Congressional Black Caucus, see, they are a mixture of all kind of different melanated people, and a lot of them don't have black interests at heart because they don't understand, descendants of slaves. They don't understand the struggle like that. So a lot of them might be from the islands or from Africa. So I'm not saying some of them won't. I'm not saying you don't have none as riders, but a lot of them don't understand, so they're not gonna push hard for what we need to get as a people. You know what I'm saying? That's why the reparation talk kind of faded out. They kind of come up with this HR 40 bill, which really didn't really amount to nothing. And now, like I said, you don't even hear the reparation talk out there like it should be, because you don't have nobody fighting for you in those high offices and stuff like you have like these immigrants. They have their people in place. The Hispanics got their groups. Mm-hmm. They got the Jews got their groups. The Asians got their groups. But black people, it's a mixture of melanated people who don't have black interests at heart. They just got to call that out. You know what I'm saying? If we need to find who's going to be our allies, they're going to be melanated and they be our allies and push for a black agenda. Exactly. I let my plan.
And when we say black, we got to mean black. And I know a lot of people say, oh, well, black is not a word, blah, blah, blah. We don't need a word. When you say melanated, what we have been tricked at is Hispanic people are melanated. Those Indian people are melanated. Those Asian people are melanated.
And white people got 0.1% of melanin in them too, just to throw that out there. Because people are like, oh, they got a little melanin. Everybody got melanin in them, but we are the original. I just want to throw that out there.
Exactly. Exactly. So we have to have something that distinguishes us. And when we say black, we mean black. You got so many people now that don't look a lick of black, and then they on a movie and they're like, oh, that was a black actor. And I used to tell the people when I worked in TV, well, she don't look like me. So my mother and my grandmother and my cousins. So how was she? She didn't look black to me, if that's what you're calling black. So if that's what you call black, what the hell am I?
Boom.
As I say, there you go.
There it is.
If you don't use an Afro pick and you telling me you black, I mean, black has this distinction because see, everybody has a table. There's a table of Asians, there's a table of Hispanics, and there's a table of Caucasians. And then there's a table of what you want to call us black people, but we sit at the table because everybody else has a little piece of melanin and then it dies all the way out until you get to the white. So everything starts with us, and that's just life.
If you haven't noticed, especially when it comes to dealing with Democrat situations, have any of you noticed that across the line, all Democrat groups, all the way down to the Transformers, each and every single one of them has a very big problem the second you start talking about being B1 and identifying as a group and organizing yourselves. They have a real big problem with that.
Yes.
All facts.
And I've seen I won't disclose the actually it's a well-known fact. We've been talking behind the scenes, off the record, off the show, that do the research on this. Look at every single prominent Black organization, and you're going to see a handful of Latinos on all the boards. All the decision makers in Black organizations, there are some Latinos in the mix. But when you go look at Latino organizations, Asian organizations, white power organizations, you will not see not one single Negro on those boards, guaranteed.
And there's nothing wrong with that, because then once they leave their board and their table, they're set to go meet at a bigger table, which is our Congress, our when you vote in legislation, they send somebody from their table to represent them. But when it comes down to us, we go and send ourselves to represent another person's table. That's why we keep being left behind, because we don't put us first.
And not only is it that we don't put ourselves first, it's that we invite everybody to be all up in our business, every move we make. And I mean, if I think about it, if I'm a Latino and I want to leverage Black foolery for my people, I'm gonna go to those meetings that Blacks have, that we get invited to. Yep. I'm gonna get on those boards and those organizations, because I'm gonna get that information, and I'm gonna take it back to my people to see how we can leverage foolish Negroes for our own, to advance our own causes. And that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah,
that's why the situation. That's why the migrant situation is hitting us the way it is. Like I said, this migrant thing has been going on here in LA for decades, and the Negroes here keep on hollering about this Black-Brown coalition that does not exist. And we have Black and Brown our coalition into being 6% of the population with an over 60% homelessness rate. And like I said before, as you heard with that LA City Council scandal, when they were talking behind the scenes about the Blacks, they were literally talking about Latino power, putting themselves in power, how they're taking all the resources. They were talking about this. And they also had the president of the LA County Labor Board, which is also a Latino, Ron Herrera, was in on these talks with these individuals from the LA City Council. So that shows you exactly what's going on here. So while we hollering about a Black-Brown coalition, they're using our Black backs to build their own power. And now they've seen how easy it is to do it. So they're replicating the same system all across the country. Every single Black community is getting hit the same way right now. They're circling the wagons.
And look at this. We don't look at putting us first. I want to ask this question. If the world was about to end and you had to save one group of people, would you save, I'm talking about whatever color you are right now, and these are people that you're going to be living with after everybody else gone. When it's time to survive and live, if only one race would be on the planet, are you going to help save the white race, the Asian race, or are you going to help save the people that look like you? Because you're going to probably be more comfortable with the people that look like you. That's why you got white power. Because if everybody had to save each other, they're going to attack everybody that don't look like them. They're going to save everybody that looks like them. If the Asians do it, we know what an Asian look like. They're usually, everybody got their distinct features. So that's how you know who you were born with, who you're from, whose side you're on. It doesn't mean that you have a war, but you already know who you are. We've been tricked to blend our blood and stuff, and now we ready to die for any and everybody. But I want to ask the question: if it came down to it, are you gonna really go fight to save the white race so that you could be the only Black person there? Are you going to fight to save the Hispanic race? Is a white person going to come over here and help save the Black race?
I think if we just look at the average Black community, the answer's already there. We are going to go sacrifice ourselves and lay our backs on the line for other ethnicities and turn our back on our own in most cases.
Yep. And that's what we've been doing. That's why we're dying out. There is a race when a gazelle is born. That gazelle is born running. They never seen nothing in their life but in their up the mother belly. Why they running? Because they know out there there's an enemy. They're not alike. They both have the right to live. They both have the right to eat, but one is going to use the other one.
I mean,
We are
I've
born.
seen it. I've seen this thing here in LA. We see it over and over again. When you drive around and you look at most of the black restaurant owners outside of the soul food restaurants, most black restaurant owners are cooking and serving Mexican food. When you are in the neighborhood and someone pops up that doesn't belong there, it's welcoming arms if they're not black. But if the second a black person shows up, where you from? Who that is? You might 9
Exactly.
times out of 10 get shot. 9 times out of 10
Exactly.
you might get shot for being in the wrong neighborhood. But as soon as someone else shows up, oh, he ain't know nothing. Show him around. They get the red carpet treatment. And these other ethnic groups ain't stupid. People always ask these questions like, why do Asians and Arabs and all these people feel safe pulling up into black communities and open up their business? Because they know how we get down, and they know nothing's gonna happen to them.
Exactly. You're right, bro. And you know what? And the funny part about it, they set up shop in our community, right? They bring in the worst foods. Like they have the wing spots, the stuff that really killing us, but they don't eat that crap. Like you go to an Asian restaurant,
Oh, most
look when
definitely.
they breaks and stuff, they eating their food. You know what I'm saying? They giving us all the crap that give us high cholesterol and diabetes and high blood pressure, stuff like
What
that.
about the time when they would put MSG in all the food and had it banned it because that was the stuff that make you get full fast? And when they were giving the buffets, they would put it in the food. Like they feed us damn chemicals. And
check this out. It's all part of the plan, just like the Joker said. And black people don't get it. We run quick. What's going on, Rashid? We quick to go support them. I mean, you see the Asian restaurants, black folks being a deep, getting them wings. I mean, liquor store, the Indians. Hey, what's up, my brother? You ain't my, come on, you really. We know we ain't you. I'm on your brother when you get my money. You know what I'm saying? Go to the liquor store, send me black people on Sunday.
Yeah, like what I told my brother. They don't even speak our language, and they hear and they got businesses. Where did they get money from? Where did they come? It's like we don't even care what's going on. And then they were like, well, they just did it because we think everybody is struggling with us. For somehow we have been taught that everybody is struggling, and we just didn't take that opportunity when it's been robbed of us. And when we ask for reparations, they like, well, what are you going to do with the money? Y'all acting this way. Well, give us mental health training because y'all made the minds of the black people the way it is today and give us money. There's ways to get to issue money, but it's always an excuse. But every black person in America that believes that they're black really can look around and see that America has money for black people to have reparations. They don't want to give it to you because America would not be America without its designated spending class. They cannot sell hair to nobody else but the black people, and they need you to buy that hair because they got to deal with China. They need you to buy that gas because they got to deal with their
wake it up.
Yeah, on top of it,
because
the other reason why America won't do it also, not just that, the other reason why they won't do it is because it's going to do it's going to put them on record with their reputation around the world. They're going to be seen as the beast and the king of brutality that they are. And I mean, look at this scenario, for example. And I hate to say it, but I'm at the lay the blame for this one. I'm not saying it's y'all's fault, but the blame for this one primarily falls on the black female. Now the black female has allowed her interest in running with the white feminist has allowed us to be the only group that have the genders separated and at odds with each other over everything. You never hear of a strong you never hear of a strong Mexican woman. You never hear of a strong Asian woman. You
Wake
never
it
hear
up.
of a strong Ukrainian woman. So now that they've been welcoming the door, look at what's going on. And people are not blind, they're not stupid. This is why I say we're politically insolvent. The rainbow movement has climbed its way to power out of the clear blue and rapidly using the black civil rights model, and we laid our backs on the line, primarily black women, champion that cause. Black women love to see their men feminized. They love to see the homosexual be
Can I
elevated.
say something? Because I'm finna stop you right now.
Oh,
Because you are trying to put it, don't that is just see what we get mixed up at is the battles and the war. Yes, black women probably did it, but it wasn't nothing for black women to vote on. People are going to be people, but it was a black, let me say, it was a black man that found out what it was. Yeah, he sounded the whistle, but he still took white money and he still produced that drug. Black men were the only people who could vote first. So we go down to it at the totem pole, who had the power was the black man. We did not have even we were the last people to be able to vote. So y'all had the power, but black men now, come on, if we gonna say y'all been selling out your own, y'all the head. So it's not none of
That's where I was about to go.
Yeah,
that's what I was about to go with this thing. That's what I was about to go with this thing to show the strategy.
I see Tiff in the chat say yes, please stop him.
Yes, because
I'm gonna show y'all.
We're at a
I'm gonna show y'all how the chessboard. I'm gonna show y'all how the chessboard works. So watch this.
I know how the chessboard works, but that's a battle. That has nothing to do with what racism is now. That is just one battle. That's at the end. We in 2023. They just took over. Honey, we've been fighting this battle since before the 1900s.
Oh yeah, this battle has been going on. This war has been going on for a long time. So this is how it's going on the chessboard. So when I'm saying that black woman group, I'm not talking about black women in general. I'm talking about black female Democrats. Now, if we go back before that, like these different groups get empowered. I was using them as the most recent example. If you look at our political history, what white supremacy does is, well, especially since the civil rights era, they pick a segment of the black community, make a white identity group out of it, and then they empower that group. And they
started that with men because they use women to make it gay, but at first they used y'all penises because y'all was going out taking the wealth to other women that were not black.
Yep. When they incentivized black men to be the pimps and the players, that was a white identity group. Because when you look at, I've said it on the show before, when you look at the breakdown of the pimp, the imagery, the way they act to conduct themselves, that was Big Daddy on the plantation, and it was offering black men.
Hey Pablo,
the term to be like Big Daddy.
Hey Pablo, and they introduced it when they came up with the movies in the black exploitation film, like Super. It really definitely pushed it when they make those type of movies. Yeah.
But these are a lot of battles. What we have to be aware of is that we got a lot of battles. When you at war, like you said, the chess game, every move. One move with the gayness was one move. With the white women, it was another, because what it is the transfer of wealth. The gayness, the LBGT movement just brought it on home so they can wipe out the rest, so they can give black men an identity, because we are, like I said, we look at everything as one box, but in that box of every race, there is a lot of different people. You're going to have murderers, killers, lovers, the people who are gay, people who are not gay. That is just people. But it's just that in each box that we are in, they have us fighting a war about our identity. So they got us all mixed up and stuff. So we are at a war. So those are just battles. That battle just basically brung it on home, because they first started the gender war battle with us. Like this and that, because remember, up into the 1970s, we wouldn't even be having these conversations because we were never against each other. They drove
we had brotherly love and everything back then.
Yeah, that was a white man and white woman fight.
What I'm saying now with this political strategy is they have all these different pieces on the chessboard referring to us, and all those different pieces that are us are at war with each other. You have the church at war with the Nation of Islam. You have the Christians at war with the LGBT. You have the LGBT at war with each other. You have the LGBT at war with black women. And you have the chocolate Greeks at war with the lower class blacks. So they got us all over the chessboard with the lie of a promise of white proximity. And we get into these white identity groups, and we feel like what they do is they get you in these white identity groups, which is why I tapped on that latest one, which is the sister girl group, the Black Female Democrat. What they do is they put you in these white identity groups. They promise you close proximity to whiteness and white access, and they incentivize you. What happens is we get into these groups, we get a little whiteness in us, we get around them, and then we take that as our identity now. Now we fight for that new identity against our blackness and against anybody that's saying black power or anything pro-black. And that's how they keep us at the bottom.
Exactly. And let me say this with the chessboard. What the problem is that they got us looking at on the chessboard, there's a black and a white. Everybody playing on the white. Black people don't want to go back to their own space. See, the thing is, they told us our spaces wasn't nothing and it wasn't shit. And then we believed that and we started jumping on the white thing. We are not in our spaces. That's why we need to be focusing on getting our things back. And they know what reparations, the more smarter we get, if they gave us reparations now, yes, it's going to be some people that squander it, but they know they got a lot of woke community, as they say, or conscious or spiritual community. So all of us that's conscious and spiritual and stuff, what a lot of us do is that we still behind these political games. This is black men and black women. We got to start holding ourselves accountable every step of the day. When we wake up, it is our sole duty. When they say, well, I don't speak for black people. No, we do speak for each other, because right now we in the spotlight. We the only race that has to do this.
Yeah, that's the part. And that's why they keep the chessboard like that, is to keep us from pulling ourselves up by our own collective bootstraps together and finally realizing the sham. They like to keep us at each other's heels, fighting for that spot under white supremacy, to have our spot in the white neighborhood. And to further drive home the point, what I'm saying, Jeezy running out, marrying the Asian woman is just as dangerous as the black woman who loves to see black men get feminized. Is just as dangerous as the black Christian champion for Planned Parenthood. All these different identity groups is just as dangerous as the chocolate Greeks who will do anything to get out of college and go get into that white society to advance white corporate America. All these things are danger to the actual black community, and we are so busy fighting for that white spot against each other that we can't see it. And then on top of it, we have the small and white media constantly programming our minds to stay in our role on the chessboard.
Exactly. So basically the moral to the story is that we have to, what you said in the beginning of the show, Pablo, is that they get in groups and they get in our groups and they study us. And what I was going to say is that we don't study them. We don't get in their spaces. Nope. We always think that black power means to avoid them. They come and they act like our friend is called spying. We need to be coming in there acting like, or whatever. We need to learn them like they learn us. And that's what we're not doing. We need to not be so black power that we don't be in white spaces, that because they come in black spaces and what happens, they take it over. They will be your friend. They would do this, but they would take it over.
And you know, and they keep a tight control over this. And like as an example, like what you were just saying about the conscious / woke black community, even though that is why they co-opted the term woke and turned it into a rainbow slogan. So the worst thing to be online right now is a conscious or spiritual black woman saying anything that's anti-democrat, anything that's anti-sexy red, anything that's anti-Sukiana, anything that's anti-Ice Spice. If you say anything as a black woman online against the popular agendas that are being circulated and programmed into not just, well, actually they are targeting black children with these agendas. And if you say anything as a black female online, you're a hater, you're the worst woman in the world, you were this, you were that. And that's how we just get further and further and further down the totem pole.
And I know that we coming towards the end of the show. So before we come out, we're going to have some music played. And I was saying that to say this, we always hear our people say, well, like when you said the Sukihanas and stuff like that. And I hear a lot of younger people say, well, look at who y'all had. Y'all had Luke. Look, y'all had Too Short. Y'all had Lil Kim. You know what? We damn sure did. And look how the fuck we ended up. So it's time to break the cycle. No more Too Shorts. No more Lukes. No more damn Sukihanas. No more of that. We got enough. It's enough porn and stuff out there to satisfy whatever. It's time. I mean, you do your... It fucking us up. It's time to do something else. I land my plane and I say that. Introduce
I agree 100%. I agree 100%, boy. Nothing but straight garbage.
Yeah, Too Short and Luke raised most of them parents that are out there right now, letting their little 5-year-olds dance to Sexy Red songs and twerk. So there it is.
And I will say this before you play
And
the
if they're
video.
gonna make the money, they can make more money when you make it private, make it adult. Because a lot of this stuff is going around because Hollywood is nothing but pedophiles. They let anybody in. Because I didn't realize that nobody said nothing when one of them rappers, Tigger, whoever was going with the Kardashian, just because she was famous and had money, she was still 16, and nobody talks about that.
That's pedophilia.
Yeah, they were pushing even the
but you know, and that's what I'm saying. That's why they don't care about the music. That's why the FCC, they care about everything else but blocking music that is destructive. Do like it was before when we grew up. Even though we had NWA in that music, you had to sneak to get it. You were not allowed to get it.
Oh yeah, all they will do, they will ban certain material now. If I go take Malcolm X speeches and put them into rhymes and put them over a beat, that's gonna get banned within seconds of releasing it, if I can even release it. And you know, when people see it, that's one thing I don't like that we do as a people. We like to make an excuse for our destruction and our self-destruction because we love the poison. And when somebody's saying, well, y'all had Too Short, well, y'all had Kia or Kaya, y'all had Trina, y'all had Lil Kim, but yes, we did. And not only is it enough's enough, but you have to look at the fact that the technology being used to mass market Sexy Red was not in existence during the era of Lil Kim. Lil Kim did not get streamed globally within seconds of her putting material out. Lil Kim did not have 24-hour access to a global audience watching her sexual exploits every single day, basically programming people with the stuff. It was as if you can find the album, you can get it. And again, there was enforcement of certain codes back then where you had to go through a lot of hoops to get a Lil Kim album. Now we have 24-hour access right in the palm of our hands on mobile devices. Lil Kim and Luke wish they would have had that type of technology behind them. They were not being mass marketed like what we see now.
Now I know we coming to the end of the show, so we're gonna play special artist or one of our artists introduce Pablo. The artist that we're gonna play.
So who we got for you, babies, is somebody from right here in Los Angeles, a female MC with a positive message, head on her shoulders, has bars, and ain't pushing that garbage, by the name of Rick Jane. So DJ, handle your business.
Okay, hold on. Give me a sec.
Now the DJs is slipping and tripping today, y'all. So come on, y'all. We all up in the
You ain't got no time for me. Maybe you can make some time, make a little time for me. Always on my mind, homie. Every single time I just think about how fine you just make me feel alive, don't you? I cannot deny how you make me feel inside. Make me wanna die for you, ride for you. Make me wanna die for you, ride for you, die for you, die for you, die for you, die for you. Always gonna be there when you need me. You gon' see me, I will ride for you. Ride for you, ride for you. I'ma have your back, where they at? They gon' see me, I will die for you. Die for you, die for you. Always gonna be there when you need me. You gon' see me, I will ride for you. Ride for you, ride for you. Die for you, die for you, die for you. Yeah, 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 yeah. I will ride for you. Yeah, 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 I will die for you. Sometimes I be late, but I'm always on time. I be always on time, making sure you're straight. I'ma keep you in line, making sure your life shine, never run away. You gon' always be mine, you gon' always be mine. Be there every day. Yeah, be there every day. Yeah. Die for you, die for you, die for you. Always gonna be there when you need me. You gon' see me, I will ride for you. ride for you, ride for you. I'ma have you back, where they at? They gon' see me, I would die for you, die for you, die for you. Always gonna be there when you need me, you gon' see me, I will ride for you, ride for you, ride for you, die for you, die for you, die for you. Yeah, 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 I will ride for you. Yeah, 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 I will die for you.
Love it, love it. And
Yes.
I was
I would
gonna
say this
say,
too: if
speaking
anybody
of,
they got an app video they want us to, promote, I mean, hey, holla at us. The website, I mean, the email. You can drop. Somebody can drop the email link so they can send the their videos if they want to play with it.
Yes. Yeah. Explain the
I'm
artist
doing
because
that
we're
right
looking.
now.
We're trying to highlight. We know everybody loves music, and so we're trying to highlight artists that's not telling us to kill ourselves, do drugs, and all that other stuff. But go ahead.
Exactly, we bringing real music back: hip hop, R&B, neo soul, all that good stuff.
Yes.
And you already know the slogan: low vibrational music is over. So you can
Exactly.
send that music. DM us on Instagram on the GMF ATLA page, or send us your music via email gmfatla@gmail.com. And you already know what it is. And by the way, babies, if you're twerking, if you got thongs on, if you're talking about popping pills, babies, if you're talking about killing your brothers, and banging and all that, don't even bother hitting us, baby, because this only Black Power stuff gets to play in this ride.
Exactly.
Facts. Yeah, man. This is what it's all about. We control our own destiny, so we can control the music we put out, the images, all that. So yeah. Send us some of that hot fire. You know what I'm saying? We want some people with real skills. If you all about hip hop and you got lyrical skills, you got bars, please send us your stuff.
And before we get out of here, did y'all ever think that
They go to
that it would be amazing to see a video without thongs and twerking and drug use and killing in
Thank you.
it?
Yeah, you know what, Pablo? Yes, because I know that we older, so we know that young people. Because when I was young, I used to like to wear my outfits and my shorts, but I liked the outfits they wore, and I can imagine, I can picture like if a little girl wanted to copy something, she would still be covered up, but still look nice at the same time, and it have a style.
Right.
I agree.
Because that's what they're doing in videos. They're showing you what to wear, how to do your hair, what you should say, how you should act. So you got to pay attention. That's what you're looking at is entertainment. And this is what our kids are coming. So when you look at that video and you go look at all these other videos, a lot of other videos, what you get.
It's
And I'm not saying
basically
artists, I'm not
these
saying
other videos are basically pornography set to music, basically.
and I'm not saying that the artists like Meg and all them ain't good. It's just that it's for an adult. I might can listen to it and handle it to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? But that's not nothing that what I'm listening to a 15-year-old child shouldn't be listening to. We have been rushed into life, and even everybody is talking about how fast we're rushing because we're rushing into trying to hurry up because the white supremacy greed is never satisfied. We keep talking about the devil and God, and it's right before our eyes. Until white supremacy ends, we're running into a race, and where's the comeback from this? Everything is sexualized, everything is drugged up, everything is curse and disrespect. Where is the end? So that's why we here, and that's the solution, is like we do something about it. So when you on this channel and you hear some music or whatever, it's artists that we are bringing forth, or it's music that we want to highlight. We building our own table and we looking out for self. I land my plane.
And another great show it is.
Indeed.
Exactly. And you want to close us out, Queen Angie?
Always
Because I don't
do.
have the outro.
Queen Angie, do what you do, sister.
Sounds good. We want to thank you all for, of course, tuning in. We want to make sure that you all please subscribe, please like, and please share. You can definitely check us out first and foremost most at our United Empires of Akibalan website, and it's just that www.theunitedempiresofthekibalan.com. Akibalan is spelled Alkebulan. And then, of course, check out our our Good Morning from Radio, our Good Morning from Africatown, Los Angeles morning radio show. You can check us out there at www.gmfatla.com. And of course, please subscribe to both of those websites when you go over and visit. Until next time, again, like, share, and subscribe. And of course, peace, love, and blessings to you all. Take care until next
Peace.
time.
Peace.
Blah, blah.